What's going on, Geminites? It's time to mount up for another unboxing and review. This time we have one of my most anticipated statues of 2019, the Juggernaut Maquette by Sideshow Collectibles. We saw this at San Diego Comic-Con and it looked awesome, so stay tuned and let's crack this bad boy open. Alright, so as you can see, this comes in two huge boxes. They're not very heavy. It kind of reminds me of like Prime 1 Venom that had two similar, size boxes with kind of lighter weight. They're like 30 pounds each. But it looks like I have number 115 out of 400, so this piece had a high price tag with a low ES. I think this box has the base, so let's crack this one open first. Wait. Guys, we got a problem. Sideshow forgot my art box. Hey, Sideshow. Hey, this is Gem. Yeah, Gem Mint. Yeah, hey, listen, I got a problem with my Juggernaut Maquette. It didn't come with the art box. What do you mean it's not supposed to come with an art box? We don't display them anyway. It's cost savings. What do you... Apparently, they don't come with the art boxes anymore, so we can't keep them in our brown shipper box in the garage. Alright, nah, I'm just messing around. Personally, I don't care about the art box, like I said. I mean, I just take this styrofoam, I put it back in the box, I put the box in the garage, and I never see the art box anyway. Plus, if you collect other companies like XM Studios, they don't have an art box. They just have like that, black suitcase type of box. And if you ever got like a life-size bust or a hat scale or a custom, they just have styrofoam anyway, so don't care about the art box. Alright, so my suspicions were correct. The base is in here, and there's a lot more pieces than I thought. Let's go ahead and let's start taking this out and get a closer look at the pieces. Alright, let's see if I can get in here and get us some nice close-ups, 4K quality of the base and all these pieces here. I noticed during Comic-Con that the base has half of the Danger Room base, like Rogue and Gambit, and then half of this wood plank representing the school. So I think that's pretty cool how it's so big they had to give it like two kind of bases. Here's the back. Juggernaut Maquette, 115 out of 400. I'll set that bad boy down. Let's take a look at what piece this is. Like a piece of the Danger Room. Got these wires and all these things here. Looks nice. Alright, moving along. Let's see. This one's all taped up. Look at that. Alright, just another piece of the Danger Room type base. Big chunk. Looks like I do have a small breakage though. This little piece was in the bottom. It looks like you won't even be able to find where that even went though. Alright, another small piece here. This time you have some wood. Oh yeah, I forgot. Some of these might actually go on his arm because he's like busting through, right? But just more of the same. Right, and it looks like this is the last piece from this box. More wood, parts of the base. All right, let's crack open the second box, get Juggernaut out here, and then we can start to assemble. All right, guys, second box does come with this kind of like an art print. Yeah, I guess it's an art print, and it doubles as instructions. So, I see what you're doing, Sideshow. You got rid of the art box, but you gave us an art print. Huh. Okay. I see you. Alright, looks like we got some big boy fists going on here. Look at this thing. Holy crap. Yo. It's the same exact size as my fist. It's quarter scale, but it's the same size as a human's fist. That's crazy. There's the other fist. My man Juggernaut got that one hitter quitter. Has some hollow parts. I'm imagining that the body's pretty hollow too, because the box is not that heavy. But yo, that's crazy. All right, big boy Jugs. Let's get you out of here, bro. Okay. Not super light. He's definitely got some weight to him. Can you see that right there? Yeah, so look at the textures here. That's very nice. He's got like this kind of line texture here, more of a leather texture here, weathering on the boots. Oh, shoot. Let's get this guy down. All right, so here we have his portrait. This big chrome dome here. I like how you have that depth. And it's actually a sculpted head in there. So it's not like this flat thing, you know? I kind of like how they did that. Look, you can see his face and his head. They took the time to sculpt that, even though you're really not going to be able to see it. So props on that. I think that was a good look. Look at that big boy. Now, I was kind of surprised when I watched Sideshow's unboxing that Kitty Pryde was multiple pieces. This was just kind of thrown in there. I would have assumed Kitty Pryde would have been like one standalone piece, but I guess it does have to be quarter scale, even though it's just, you know, a small portion of her body. Her proximity base has her own little thing on the bottom. When did they stop calling her Shadow Cat? I always grew up with her as Shadow Cat. So what's cool is that she has like a felt bottom. It's like the bottom of a chess piece. And it can go on that base, or it can just go on his base, or anywhere. We've got Kitty's portrait. So I guess it's safe to say we're not going to get a full-sized Kitty Pryde Shadow Cat statue. But here she goes. Still has nice attention to detail. It's not treated like an afterthought, which is nice to see. Kind of assembling her just to get her out of the way. Got her ponytail. No big deal. And then her hand. So without the base, just a quick look. Quarter scale bust of Kitty Pryde. Alright, let's set this base down on the G turntable. That base has a good weight to it. Don't think that it's hollow. That thing is solid. It's got to be 25 pounds. Maybe 20. Maybe 20 pounds. All right, before you can get Juggernaut in, you have to put the base in first. There we go. That's that. This piece of wood goes around this circular area where his foot keys in. Okay, so it looks like he's breaking the floorboards. I got it. All right, part C slides in right here. Boom. And then part D goes over here on this side. Oh, wait a minute. Nope. Oh, yeah, he does. Okay. There you go. So I believe that's where he'll rest with his knee, maybe? I don't know. We'll see. All right, time to set this big boy down. Whoa, steady. That's crazy. All right, now that we got the hard part done, let's start getting the rest of him assembled. This goes up here. Boom. Coming at you. Let's move Kitty out of harm's way. She might be intangible in the comics, but not as a statue. All right, swing this big boy around. Let's get this hand on. Dang. Let's get the portrait on. That is a mean statue, guys. That's looking crazy. All right, so there's a couple of pieces left that attach to his arms and his leg because he's breaking through the school. He's breaking through, it looks like the mansion and going into the danger room where Rogue and Gambit are, right? So that's kind of the vibe I'm getting here. Now, what goes where? This looks like it goes on his arm. So that goes there. Does this chunk go on the outside of that? No. It's like a weight and balancing thing going on here. Is that how that goes? I guess so. All right, then we got... That's right there. All right, guys. Juggernaut all assembled. This is a massive piece. You know, I started seeing some in-hand pictures, and they were putting it next to like the Bane premium format, which must be huge. I've never seen it in person. Kind of making this statue look small. This statue is far from small, and I think what you don't realize is that he's at this like 45-degree angle. If he was standing straight up, he would be like 35 inches tall. And the width, he's as wide as he is tall. Let's look at this real quick. So the top of his fist is 28 inches. But it's almost like, if you look at from the front, can I get in between his legs here? You're looking at like 30 inches. He's actually wider than he is tall. This thing is insane. Yeah. Crazy piece. So, you know, I like to tell you guys about the background of the character, and really, I thought about it. It's really so I can just soak it all in and buy myself some time. So let's do that. So Juggernaut, his first appearance was in X-Men 12, I think 1965, created by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. He's actually the stepbrother to Professor X, to Charles Xavier. Kane Marco, his real name, he's not a mutant. He actually got his powers through magic by finding the gem of Sidorak, which gives him like invulnerability, it gives him like a magical force field, and it gives him the power to so that once he has forward motion, he's unstoppable. He's the unstoppable Juggernaut. The magic aspect of it allows it so that he can create, like I said, that force field. He can become almost impenetrable, and then his helmet protects him from any mental attacks, so his stepbrother can't get in his head. Juggernaut was only in 2 movies out of all the X-Men movies. He was in the first trilogy when he had that terrible line, "I'm the Juggernaut, bitch!" And then he was in Deadpool 2, which he looked much more comic accurate, but people kind of didn't like how he was treated, and Deadpool kind of shoves a live electric wire up his ass, and that's how he beats him. But this one is definitely got the comic book look. No movie Juggernaut here. Kitty Pryde, the exclusive Shadow Cat, she has the power to be intangible, so the thought process on this statue is that she's going to grab him, make him intangible, and then drag him to the floor. It's kind of what she always does. So like I said, this part you can put anywhere. You can put on Juggernaut's base. You can put on her little proximity base. You could put her maybe in the, next to the Danger Room pieces like Rogue and Gambit, and not even near Juggernaut. That being said, I don't think this statue is an exclusive or fail. I think if you get the regular edition, which is everything you see here besides this, that's just fine. It's a crazy, impressive piece. It's impressive, for sure. So let's get into the actual review of the piece. I'm still blown away of it. I'm noticing a couple of QC issues on mine, so as I spin him around, maybe I'll just point that out. But I'm noticing like some shininess on some parts of him here from the factory. Just a couple of imperfections on him, but nowhere near a deal breaker for me. Starting at the bottom, like I said, I love the base, the kind of two-part base that has him breaking out of one room into another. The wood planks look crazy realistic. You got kind of a rock base underneath the Danger Room floorboards, which are also broken, looking great. Big black solid piece on the bottom. I'm a big fan of that when Sideshow does that to their bases. The broken metal looks awesome. You can kind of see his fist imprint on this piece here that he's kind of leaning on. Speaking of leaning on, I tried to put Juggernaut on first, not realizing I needed this piece. And actually, I'm now just realizing I don't have him in right. Okay, now I think I got him in right. Anyway, what was I saying? Alright, so now we got him in there right. The bottom of his shoes, I love the look on there with the weathering paint to it. I think it looks great. The boots with those big pirate flaps, very comic accurate. That's that straight comic book style out of the Silver Age and Bronze Age. The weathering and the folds on the front of the boot look awesome. Then, like I mentioned, to the pants, like around his thighs and everything, you have a different type of texture. You have nice sculpted in line work that makes it look like a real costume. At his midsection, he's got that classic, kind of a pinstripe look around his midsection, and then his chest with the leather texture, but it also is the same color of his pants. The arms are crazy. The arms are humongous because Juggernaut's like a normally proportioned person. That's why his fist is like 1/1 scale right here. But in real life, it would be 4 times that. He would have huge arms and fists. And feet too. I love the texturing of the skin. I like the color. I think it looks good. It has a nice shade of peach and skin tone and a little bit of gray looking in there. The sculpt is crazy. The muscles on the back, insane. The debris is all right. I've heard other people say they wish they had an option to remove it, and I kind of can agree with that. Maybe there should have been an option to remove it, but it's cool. It gives motion to the piece. It gives more of a dynamic feel to it, which I'm a fan of, and it just adds more storytelling to it. Same with the pieces on his thigh. Now, there is a kind of gap on his helmet here that goes to his chest, and I think, in the comics, it's more like soldered in. Like, you can't remove his helmet, and I think we were wishing that was going to be fixed when we saw it at Comic-Con, but, this is already, obviously, it was too far along in the process, but that's a little bit of a nitpick, but honestly, I'm going to have this thing on the bottom shelf, and I don't think you're going to even notice that. We showed off the helmet and the face in the unboxing. Spectacularly done. Love it. Let's go ahead and get some close-ups on Juggernaut. Let's put him in his final resting place in the new shelving unit that I have out there with the lights on him. And we'll wrap this thing up, man. But I definitely am impressed with this piece. I think it came out great. It had a high price tag. I think it was like $1,390. But I think the 400 edition size on the exclusive kind of helps make up for that expensive price tag. And I think it's worth it. If you see what you're getting, you could probably tell by in the picture with me, this thing is massive. This is not your typical quarter scale piece. This is every bit of a maquette. And I think it looks incredible. Let's get some close-ups.
Got me feeling like I'm about to say I'm the Juggernaut, bitch. Whoa. Sorry, Jim, man. My bad, bro. Feeling myself, and I'm feeling this piece, man. I know you're digging yours. I'm digging mine. I think Sideshow did a fantastic job on this piece, man. Everything about it is cool. You have like the little elements from the Danger Room up front, and then you have the X-Mansion in the back. The body, the sculpt, everything is dope. I definitely love the little treads on the back of his shoes. I'm a big stickler for details like that. The actual skin texture is very cool too. So yeah, man, I'm definitely digging this piece. You know, I can't stop from getting these pieces for the Mac Palace, man, even though they may be big and I'm running out of space, man, but eventually I'll fix that. So, all right, man, I appreciate you taking the time to let me jump in your video, man. GemMintC and Gem, peace. Go ahead and feel myself a little bit more.
All right, let's bring back the close-up. So big Juggernaut on the desk here. You can see he's taking up the whole desk. Just get in real tight here. So we talked about the details on the chest. You get a good look here at the texturing, at the sculpted in muscles, and you know how they differentiated it from his actual skin. Speaking of the skin, like that kind of graininess to it. You got this vein poked out here. I really like the depth in his face behind his mask. Let's show you the little nitpick I'm talking about. So you see, that kind of shouldn't really look like that, but what are you gonna do? I think overall, they did a great job. Here's like a little QC issue, it looks like. But you know, should it be perfect? I mean, he's busting through a wall. Shininess right there. I can't get over the fists. The fists are insane, man. See, look how outstretched he is like this. Here's some more areas I probably didn't get, like the inside of the wood here. Gives it a lot of good depth. Kind of got a little bit of, looks like smoke coming up from under the floorboards, like, you know, dusty kind of smoke. There goes the bottom of the shoes like I was talking about. That's crazy. Oh, that weathering on the boot. I don't know how I feel about this. This was tough to key this in. I don't even know if I have it keyed in correctly right here, to be honest. I'm going to take it off when I move him and make sure I get it in right. Then he's kind of leaning on this. I wish they would have kind of had a little pad there. I think XM did that with like the Mysterio statue. Let's get like an aerial view here. You can get an idea of the mass of that back and those shoulders. There we go. That's crazy. People are probably going to ask me, am I worried that he's going to lean? He does seem a little bit forward heavy, to be honest with you guys. Whether or not it'll lean, I don't know. I mean, he's kind of hollow, so I would hope not. He's definitely got a lot of mass to it, so I don't know where it would lean at, but hopefully not. Hopefully not, right? Yeah, the helmet's got like a little bit of a shininess to it too. That's like a different kind of texture that looks good. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get him up in the shelves. See what he looks like with the other X-Men. You know what? Let's take a little quick close-up of Kitty Pryde. You can see what she looks like here. A nice little addition. You don't really have much to say about her. She looks good. Alright guys, and here we have Juggernaut in his final resting place. I have him on these garage type shelves. I have Wolverine, X-23, and Rogue above him. So we need to fix the shelves on the right side because we had it with this space on top, but I didn't really like that. So over here we switched that around so that the extra little spaces on the bottom for the switch outs and everything. So we'll get that other side next to it. Eventually I'll probably squeeze something next to Juggernaut there to share that shelf with him. And I kind of want all this whole outside area to be all Sideshow X-Men. I mean, maybe some XM Studios X-Men, but this is going to be the X-Men area. Alright, so guys, I hope you enjoyed the review. I definitely think it came out great. Pictures don't really do it justice. Even when I see it in here by itself on camera, unless you get right up on it, you don't realize the scale of it. Like Wolverine would fit next to him, so short, so small looking. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Make sure to hit that like button. Drop me a comment. What do you think about the Juggernaut Sideshow Maquette? Make sure to subscribe to the channel for more daily content, which includes statue unboxings like these, plus more. Stay minty fresh. Peace.